Hello and welcome to part number 19th of Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild Master Mode No Death playthrough. So in this part I'm going to be going over the Dragon Farm location. The Dragon Farm in Breath of the Wild is done most efficiently at the Riola Spring and by the starting at the Shoda Sa Shrine and then making your way up the waterfall to this location right about here, I would say, where you would set up a fire by putting down some wood and igniting it with either a flint and a sharp weapon, or having a fire weapon, a flame weapon. Ignition with a flame weapon on wood does not count towards loss in durability, so you can do this infinite number of times as long as you do not use it to cut wood or to attack an enemy. The requirements to doing this as efficiently as possible, including getting to the shrine, getting up the waterfall, camping here, requires a certain number of items. So the first thing you need is the Zora set, the Zora armor. Okay, you don't need the full set, you don't need the helm or the boots, you just need the Zora armor. The armor has a unique ability to allow you to climb waterfalls or swim up waterfalls. So that's what we need. That's what we'll be using to climb up this specific waterfall to get to the top of it. The next thing you need is the full set of the rubber armor. You can also use the Thunder Helm. A lot of people would prefer the Thunder Helm because it's acquired as part of the quest line. I prefer this because I find it more to my pace. I don't have to do the main quest line, and I personally think it's easier to acquire this. I have a video detailing on how to acquire the full rubber set, and in my opinion it's easier than getting a Thunder Helm because that requires full completion of the quest for one of the divine beasts and to beat the Yiga clan. So yeah, this is definitely better. You don't need to upgrade it or anything. As long as you're wearing all three pieces, you're fully immune to lightning. Now the reason why we need this is because when you're doing the dragon farm, the dragon that's going to rise from the lake, it's called one of the divine spirits. I think it's the spirit of wisdom or courage. And his name is Farash, and he's a giant dragon which will rise from the spring and go all across Hyrule. Where he's got a preset path across Hyrule. He starts off at the Riola Spring, and if you're quick enough, we'll be able to snipe a part of his of this dragon by striking him with a bow and arrow. Now the dragon is quite far away, and the part we need for it to be the most valuable would be the dragon horn, and that's at the top of the dragon. And to get the dragon horn, we need a long-ranged bow, something like this. The golden bow, which is found in Gerudo Town, which is right here. And for this you need to do the main quest line, which is the Forbidden City entrance, which requires you to acquire the Gerudo Y outfit from the Karakara Bazaar. There's a vendor at the top who will sell it for 600 rupees, and he is available only in the afternoons. Okay, so then go back here, enter the town, and then there is the golden bow sitting on in one of the armory sort of places where the other Gerudo are training. So once you've acquired that, also make sure you have sufficient arrows. You need at least, I would say, at least 35 arrows, bare minimum. Otherwise, get as much as you can. I would suggest over 50. Just regular arrows would do. You don't need any elemental arrows. So this bow, the arrow, the Zora chest piece, and the 3 rubber set. Now we need the Great Flame Blade. You don't need this. You can get any of the flame weapons. Ideally, it would be the Flame Spear, but this is fine because you can acquire this. I know a set location where this spawns. I know the Flame Spear also spawns in one of the shrines, but I do not remember which shrine it is. So instead I went and fetched this from the Elden region around here-ish location. There is the Great Elden skeleton up here, and at the head of the skeleton, after crossing a bunch of mobs, there is the Great Flame Spear just lying there. It respawns every so often, so it's a guaranteed spawn, and you can keep picking up more of this once this one breaks. We'll be using this to ignite wood, which we have acquired by cutting trees, and then we can keep reigniting this, the wood using this. Now, the reason why we need wood and why we need to reignite wood is because the dragon spawns every day at 5 a.m. Between 5 a.m. to, I would say, 5:15 to 5:30, he will spawn. The timer would go pretty fast for you in game, and you're supposed to snipe the horn. I would recommend just gliding up, because the dragon will create an updraft, and then you can just glide that up, aim and shoot for the horn, and then wait for the horn to fall down, and then rinse and repeat by landing back down and then igniting the flame by the base of the tree, and then resting there till the next morning, and then repeating that process. So I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate that right now. And so we have the right gear. We've got 2 pieces of the rubber helm that we've got on, and the Zora armor. We've got the bow and the arrow and the flame spear, so we're ready to go. I'm gonna go ahead and swim up. Now the reason why we're doing a rupee farm is, number 1, to activate the Great Fairy Terra, and number 2, we need the... Okay, that is... number 2, we need rupees to finance the purchase of our house. I'm also going to be doing this quest in subsequent videos, the Hylian Homeowner. This quest requires you to pay 3,000 rupees to acquire a house and do a long convoluted quest in the Akala region, which is up here. There's a place called Terrytown up here. And once you've completed that, you will have access to your house in Hatno village. This house is yours once you've purchased it. The reason why we're doing this quest is because less for the house and more so because we want access to the whatchamacallit. We need access to the Terrytown. We want to set up Terrytown. The Terrytown is not set up in the game unless we do this quest. We want Terrytown because not only does it have very unique merchants show up there that you have to help set up there, but you also have this vendor who will sell you some unique items, such as the Hylian Shield. Now the Hylian Shield does not recharge like the Master Sword, so it once broken you'll lose it forever. But through that merchant who appears only in Terrytown, you can purchase this back for 4,000 rupees, if memory serves, or 3,000 rupees. And you can get this at full durability, a new Hylian Shield with 90 armor rating and 800 durability, and you can keep using it. The Hylian Shield, despite its durability, will eventually break. So in order to combat that, we need to set up Terrytown, and we need access to that merchant. And to get to that merchant, we need rupees, which is why we're farming this. Okay, so after that thoroughly long-winded explanation in regards to everything, we're gonna get started. So I'm gonna put the logs down here, put on my full rubber set. I've got the spear and the bow here. I'll ignite that, put that back, sit down by the fire, and I usually position the camera this way so that when I wake up, I will awaken to the rise of the dragon, and he should arrive any moment now. Okay, and I cannot make out anything here. Maybe this was a bust. Oops. Okay, so that was a bust. So see, there's some lightning coming out of it. I'm actually gonna position myself here closer. You gotta be careful as to where you put your logs for the firewood. And there you go. Till morning, and he should respawn again. Now he will throw down lightning, which I find is best resisted by the thunder set. And there you go. And that's how you know. So that dropped the horn right there. Now that is what we're going to be doing. Those horns are what we want to be farming here. So we're going to be farming them through this technique, resting and resetting repeatedly. I may have jumped up really high up there. I don't think I need to. Now once you rest here, the horn that has dropped will not disappear. Okay, any second now. Yes, it starts. You hear that earthquake? He's there. Okay, and that dropped the horn over there. And rinse and repeat. So we can do this a total of, I think, 33 times before on the 34th time the game will run out of memory and it will not drop the item for us. Okay, just needed to get my knack. Now do not sit until that horn drops, okay? Or the light drops from that horn. That is the only way the item will spawn in the world, otherwise it will not spawn in the world. So that's 3. And as you can see, they're shining there. And that is number 4. Oops. I'm on fire. And that has landed. And so on and so forth. So I'm gonna put a pause on the video because this is gonna carry on for the next 20 or 30 minutes or so. This spawn is pretty fast, and I found that once you've farmed up 30 of these. Now I neglected to explain why we're farming these horns. These horns are worth a lot. So with any merchant, they will buy this for 300 rupees per horn. So if you've got 30 of this with this dragon farm, you've just made 9,000 rupees, which is enough to finance with the existing amount that you have, enough to finance your purchase of the Hylian home, as well as the Great Fairy Terra. Or at the very least you can get the Great Fairy Terra activated using this. Now be sure to aim the horn. Okay, so the horn is at the very top right there. So see that's the mouth. Don't target that, that's the horn. Okay, I hope I got it correctly, because there are always going to be a few pieces as you loot that are not going to be horns. Some will be claws, some will be teeth, some will be scales, and that's fine. These items are also worth quite a lot. Not as much as the horns, maybe half as much, but they're worth quite a bit regardless. So always aim to that end right here. Now the reason why we've put the fire under this tree is because this fire under the tree is safe from rain. There's constant rain going on in the Farron region, so it is very hard to ignite a fire here. But through this, you can get a fire going pretty easy. Okay, bottom again. That was it. Morning. And I'm going to continue doing this until the indicator comes on that it has failed to drop the horn. So you know that it has failed when this striking shiny light ceases to come out. Instead, you'll just get damaged into the dragon. Well, not, you can't actually damage the dragon, but it'll just appear as like a, I guess, a dark spot on the horn or wherever you strike. So that's what's gonna happen. After the first spawn, he will spawn much faster. So, okay, where is the fire? Okay, so I'll be back. Thank you. Now, before this farm ends, in case I neglected to mention why wear the rubber set, it's worn because Farosh emits these lightnings, as you can see, these lightning balls, and there is a chance, see like that one, they can hit you. And if you're wearing any other set other than this one, they will do a lot of damage. It can even kill you with 3 hearts that you've got. It will kill you. So that's why we're wearing this specific set. And now the other question is, why stop at 33 or 32 or 34, whatever? And the reason is that the game runs out of memory, as I mentioned before. But what does that mean exactly? It means that in a single save file that you've got going on here, it will run out of memory, and then you can't just keep hitting morning, igniting the fire over and over again. Instead, in order to continue farming more than the 33, you will have to save the game and then reload the save, and then go ahead and continue the farm. But I would recommend that you pick up your loot first that's dropped from this dragon farm before you attempt to try this again, because again, the reason why this happens is because the game space is too full of all these items kind of floating around all over the place. So pick everything up and then save the game once you've got all your items. Come back here, save the game, and then reload the file, and then you can go ahead and do this farm again. And the other reason is that also your bow might break, so you will need another bow. So by this time, sufficient in-game time would have passed that another golden bow would have spawned for you in Gerudo Town. So the Gerudo are nice enough to leave another bow for you, specifically so that you're farming and you know, contributing to the Hyrulean economy. So the least they can do is leave you a golden bow. So that's my little reason for that. Okay, so we're carrying on. So we start off with 71 arrows. We're down to 40. We should be nearing it. So as I do come to the end, I will resume a recording. Thank you. I'm gonna go ahead and pause the recording. I'm nearing the 33 count here, and either it's this one or the one after this. Oh no, this one. For sure. Be mindful of standing on the fire as well as you're looking at the dragon. You can, well, I mean, with as low as hearts as I possess, you may die. If you have more hearts, then more power to you. So there it is. That didn't generate that satisfying blink of bright light. So we're done. And with the number of times we use the great flame blade, we still see it shining as per usual. So I'm going to go ahead and collect and be right back. Okay, so I'm actually going to show you the process of collecting the... so the items are going to be available here. So this is all of your lovely, lovely loot. So shard of ferocious horn. And there you go. There's a bunch over there. Okay. And sometimes there's a few over here as well, but doesn't seem like there's any. So what's the total? 22. And there's light shining off there in the distance, so let's collect that as well. I use the Cryonosis rune to make my way over there. Do not try to swim the waterfall even with the Zora armor. You will end up falling down. You can, of course, swim back up with the Zora armor, but I feel that that's a waste of time. Then, more of these. And, of course, there's always going to be one that I didn't strike correctly. 31 and 32. There you have it. I'm gonna hold off on a couple of these dragon horns. The rest I'm gonna go ahead and sell to this vendor over here. You can continue to do this as much time as you need to. I find this farm technique to be tedious. I prefer to fight Lionels and sell the Lionel parts for rupees, or the Guardians and sell the Guardian parts for rupees. That is far more beneficial in my opinion, in terms of both rupees and in terms of replayability and in generally enjoying the game. Less of a grind. Still a grind, but less of it. There's an element of risk to it, so. Okay, so here we are.
Yeah.
And I have things to sell. And one of these, so this will go for 150 rupees, which is not bad. But these guys will go for a whopping 300 per piece, so I'll sell 30 of these. I need one for sure, and maybe I'll use another one. So give me 9,000 rupees for that. So boom. We got 14,000 rupees right there. Okay, and with this newfound wealth, we can activate the Great Fairy Terra right away and see what we need to upgrade the final star of the Barbarian set. One of them for sure is Horn of Farosh, if memory serves. The other two are going to be the horn of the other two dragons, I think. But what are the other parts? Do I need horns? That I forget. Yes, here you go. Take the 10,000. If I have enough, I may just activate the horse god as well. So yeah, I just wanted to showcase that farm technique. It will be a very lengthy explanation, but I have detailed all of this in my last part number, I believe it's 18.
Huh?
Okay. Enhance the race. You can enhance to the max. So let's see, so you need Lionel Guts, Shard of Ferocious Horn, and for the other pieces you need Shard of Dinral's Horn and Nadra's Horn. So Dinral should be possible, and Nadra is going to be a bit of a challenge, because that dragon is trapped. Dinral too, his path is unclear to me, so I'll have to double check on that. But in the meantime, we'll get some stuff upgraded. So this goes from 12 to 20, so that's great.
Huh?
So let's upgrade the barbarian armor.
Huh?
And the special animation is for this one. You drown with her, I suppose. And there you go, there's the upgrade. A Great Fairy increases defense to its maximum level. Perfect. And we don't have anything else, so she'll head home. Okay, lovely. So 1, 2, 3, and let us also just inventory them correctly. So with this, our defense is 44. And now I can actually do the Hylian homeowner quest as well. I need 30 bundles of wood, which I can collect from a wide variety of sources. I'm gonna go to my... I suppose, yeah, I'll go to my starting location. So in order to kick off the Hylian homeowner quest, you need to talk to the guy in Hatno village. His name is Bolson, I believe. And he's demolishing a house. He will tell his people to stop demolishing the house because we come with an offer. He's going to sell it for 50,000. We say yes. If we choose the option to say yes, he will offer a reduced price of 3,000 and 30 bundles of wood. Yeah, I mean, it's quite a bargain, but 3,000 rupees is still a lot of money at any point in the game, I would say. So, but I mean, it's a house, so I mean, I suppose it's worth it. And this is basically how you farm wood. You can also go to stables. They also have wood. But I mean, this is a tried and true method that I use. So I'm gonna pick up some of these shrooms. Why not? They have respawned, so may as well. I think I left a couple back there. A couple here. There's a tree here. Down. Okay, how much? 28. Okay. That should allow us to hit max. 30, perfect. And we go to this guy and we give him 3,000 rupees, which he'll be happy to take off our hands, as well as to kick off the quest. I want to be prepared in every way, shape, or form, so the reason we are kicking off this quest is because we want to set up Terrytown so that we can get access to a whole wide variety of merchants and one unique merchant who will sell us some unique gear that we find across Hyrule, such as the Hylian shield, which once broken cannot be replaced unless you have that merchant from whom you can buy it for 3,000 or I think 4,000 rupees. This will ensure that we will always have a weapon with high durability and high damage resistance, which we can use to survive. Otherwise, shields are horrible in this game. Alright, so 30 bundles of wood. And there you go. Yes, I'm ready. Okay, sorry, I did not give him the 3,000, but I did. And then he'll say clear and rand. Now Hudson, now the house is still not ours. I wonder actually. Oh, actually at this point the house is ours. So we can actually sleep here, I think. Actually we can't do that. We'll have to speak to this guy again. And what are you doing? Taking a break, yes. But it's pretty far. Okay, then once he has left, I wonder at this point I can upgrade the house to get a bed and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
100 rupees, yeah, there you go. And at this point, that new quest is triggered, and we can ask him to build something, and We can do gear displays, installation, house exterior. I think you get a bed. Yeah, you get some basic stuff. Actually, we don't even have a bed. But we do have this thing, and we can put any of the weapons here that we have. So if I want, I could put the Great Flame Blade here. And this will stay here. So this is sort of your chest in the game. There's no chests in this game. I wish there were. So we could store, you know, items that we want to use later on. But this serves as close a chest as any. A plaque, and you can pick it up anytime you want to. And it'll go back in your inventory. But I don't want to use it right now. I'll leave it here. Okay. It's always good to have a bed here, so maybe I'll ask him to build me something. Installation, let's see, bed, yeah, let's go in bed. 100 rupees, let's go. And let's get started. He will ask his other guy, Colson, I think. Carson, sorry, there you go. And they'll do their carpentry, kung fu. And they're done. Well, these guys are awesome. I really like the Bolson Construction Company. I mean, they're expanding. They charge you a bunch. Actually, no, they give you good discounts too. And there you go, a bed for us to sleep on. And for the short duration of this video, I'm gonna try to do as much of the Terrytown quest as I can. I'm gonna continue to break up the parts where I have to collect wood. And there's a lot of back and forth in this quest, so yeah. Let's see how far we can get here, because we'll have to visit every single one of the regions. We'll have to visit, well, we visited the Gerudo, the Rito, and the Zora region, but I think we'll need to visit the Elden region as well, the Goron city. Okay, so he's right there, so there's this nice little circular island with a narrow bridge leading up to it. And there's a field of trees there, so we can use that to our advantage if need be. And there's one house set up there. The first time I came here there was nothing. So Bolson has done some work and built a house here. And Terrytown is here. Okay, let's talk. Okay. And he needs 10 bundles of wood. The best way to get wood is to cut trees, and you can just cut these trees right here. So 1, 2, the Master Sword is running out of energy, that's fine. We'll start using our Lionel weapons as well. And once we run out of those, we'll use the... Okay, what the heck. There we go. It's out of energy. That's fine. Can use you. We don't really need these weapons. Oh, and another blood moon. What? That was odd. I had a blood moon in the last part.
Blood moon rises.
I think this was an emergency blood moon. As in, there was an overload in the game file. I think it's because of the farm that I did. It triggered the blood moon because I had just way too many assets on the floor. Huh. Interesting. So we need to clear up all that catch. In the middle of the day, it's like 5:15 a.m. Like, or sorry, 6:20 a.m. Like a moon. I mean, that's truly scary. Imagine for the people. You go, oh, you know, first thing in the morning, you know, let me farm up some of my, I don't know, whatever the farmers do. in Hyrule, and then they see this happening, a blood moon. Hey, it was a moonless night, and suddenly all the monsters are back. So just another day at Hyrule, I guess. So okay, and this is taking a whole lot longer than it takes 2 hits. 2 hits to break too. Okay, interesting. This sword will definitely break much faster. Okay, put 7 here, and I mean I've kind of recorded most of this part, so may as well. But yeah, I mean the point that I was trying to make is that you can find all the trees within Terrytown. You don't have to glide down there. But as this quest progresses, you'll ask for more and more bundles of wood, and that will be, you'll need to glide down there to collect that. I mean, he couldn't do this himself. He's right here.
Oh.
There you go. Sure. Lifesaver. Next is... oh yes, he wants help in moving boulders with physical strength. And yeah, so he wants us to go to... this part is... according to Bolson Construction hiring guidelines, you need to seek out a Goron whose name ends in Sun. So we need to find a Goron, which we can find in this region here, but I suppose I'm ready to access this region, but not quite yet. I'm not planning on fighting any more Lionels. I have sufficient Lionel guts. I just need the dragon parts. I could, I suppose... I think at this point I should put a stop to my need, I suppose, plans to upgrade the barbarian set. I will progress through the main quest line and collect what I need to in order to progress, before I progress further. Yeah. So I'm gonna call this a part, and yeah, we'll continue with the main storyline with the Rito region coming up next. Thank you very much for watching. Take care. Bye bye.